Mark, are you ready to go?
I think so.
Is that all you packed? You're sitting Shiva. You'll need enough clothes for 7 days.
I don't need much.
Well, Doug here will be accompanying you. If you need anything you can call, or come back early. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Emmett.
ותנוח בשלום על משכבה ונאמר אמן.
Your father would have been so happy that you made it home, Mark.
Really? I doubt that.
Don't say that.
It's true. Dad was embarrassed by me. He was happy to send me away. Keep me out of sight.
Your father loved you. He just wanted you to get better. Mark? Mark?
Mark isn't here anymore, Miss Spector.
What?
Mark is too upset to handle what comes next.
What are you? Mark, stop this. Not here. For God's sake, not now of all times.
You're right. I'm sorry. I need to use the bathroom.
Okay, come on, you son of a bitch. Bring it. Crowley, you better be worthless. Sorry, I need your ride. Easy, boy. Insect jousting. Okay, you better be worth this, Crowley. Mark. I said, can you hear me?
Yes.
The hell are you doing out there, Spectre?
What? I was just going for a walk.
A walk.
Yes.
But Mark, you're in a minefield. I'm telling the sergeant, dude, this is fucked up. I'm telling the sergeant, this is fucked.
Private Mark Spector. Joined the Marines 3 years ago. This is your second tour in Iraq. Mostly peacekeeping, but you did see some action in Fallujah last fall. You've seen a lot of things, Private. We all have. But none of this explains your recent behavior.
I know, Major. I apologize. It won't happen again.
Well, son, if this was the first time you'd acted out like this, I might take you at your word. But your file is full of, well, frankly bizarre behavior. And that's why I had my men do a bit of digging. I know who you really are, Spectre.
You do?
You are the one who would do anything to be cured. You are the one who will give his soul to me.
No.
Calm down, Private. I know you were a patient at the Putnam Mental Health Hospital in Illinois. I know you lied to your recruiters. I'm sorry, Spectre, but you are being dishonorably discharged. You are unfit for duty. I am sending you back to Baghdad. Then you will be put on the first plane back to the States. I'm sorry, Spectre. The Marines is no place for a man like you.
Oh, look, I'm sorry about all that back there. I just came back to find something a friend of mine lost. If you just let me look around, I swear I'll leave peacefully.
Now,
Come on, guys, give me a break, will you? I'm having a hell of a day. You guys aren't saying anything nice, are you? Look, I need to leave. I can't be here, please.
You are wasting your time.
You speak English?
I speak all languages. Not that it has helped me much here.
Anpur.
Ah, you know that name, do you? Yes, it is one of many I have. No one has called me that for many, many years. Who are you, stranger? Where do you come from? Earth?
Yes. I think your husband sent me to find you.
Anubis sent you?
Yes, more of a trade actually. He has a friend of mine, but I don't understand. You're a goddess. How can they hold you? Who are these people? What is this place?
This is the Overvoid. Here I am no goddess. Only another slave.
Let go of me.
It is no use, human.
Let go of me. What is this? What are you doing?
if me sedimo sayafiduhine, mas yunani sayafakasibui.
No.
100 on the American, 200 against you.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Enough.
Bah, should have killed him. Weak American.
That was quite a fight.
Yeah.
Yes, I was impressed. Fact is, I could use a man with your, talents.
Is that so?
Oh, indeed. I think you and I could make a lot of money together, Mark Spector.
You know my name.
I've been keeping an eye on you. You go by a few names. Mark Spector, Jacques Lockley, Stephen Grant. So, I suppose it is only fair that you know my name too. Mon ami? I am Jean-Paul, but you can call me Franchi. Everyone in this place does. Mark Spector, I think you and I are going to become very good friends.
The Fist of Khonshu returns, but this time as Stephen Grant. This therapist has worked with the client, identified this time as Stephen Grant on 2 previous occasions. The first was while he, birth name Mark Spector, was living as one Jake Lockley. The second, mere months ago, was after the client managed to reach out to this writer under his Spector identity, requesting services while he was institutionalized. The institution in question refused all but the most limited access to the client, making therapy nearly impossible. On top of that, there seemed to be indications of client mistreatment. After filing injunctions to have access to my client, the client escaped before any of them were even heard, and I did not hear from him until now. As has been covered extensively previously, the client admits he continues to have conversations with Khonshu, the patron god of his costumed identity and the one who evidently resurrected Spector when he was seemingly killed by his employer Bushman while both were operating as mercenaries. On issues of religion, this writer generally does not make judgments about the client's faith up to and including their statements of godhood. This is the world we live in currently, and it seems increasingly difficult to separate fact from fiction on first blush. Nonetheless, Khonshu remains a disconcerting element of the client's life because the deity consistently suggests the client engage in dangerous and cruel activities and mocks him if he fails to fulfill those requests. Real or no, Khonshu exerts a problematic control on the client throughout his identities. Khonshu, however, must wait, given the client's primary stated concern at this time. As made note of in the past, the strain of multiple identities has taken their toll on the client from time to time. Others, in the past, have misdiagnosed this as dissociative identity disorder, but the client, be he calling himself Spector, Lockley, Moon Knight, or, as currently, Grant, does not fit criteria for this rare diagnosis. All of this noted, this seems, by far, the most difficult time the client has ever experienced separating his identities from one another. Worse still, he seems to be having delusions that place his alter egos in entirely fictional settings, Spector as a warrior against werewolves on the moon, Lockley as a kind of noir tragic hero being set up for his friend Frenchie's death. Not only is he seemingly unable to tell who he is at any given time, he also seems to be struggling with his reality testing when it comes to settings and events. In session, Grant, as he insisted I call him, seemed exhausted and wired at once. He would zone out for periods of time and speak rapidly, almost frantically, at others. Eye contact was erratic at best and often bordering on non-existent. He seemed both desperate for help from this writer and resentful of it all at once. Keeping session on track was impossible, and following his tangents did not feel much easier. However, when faced with reception or briefly taking a phone call in the waiting room, the client seemed to be able to hold on to the moment and be himself. This writer's hypothesis is that, like the child who screams and cries when his parents pick him up from a great day at daycare, Grant is barely holding back what's happening to him when he is out in public. In the safety of the office, he was able to let himself go, and what I observed was the inner turmoil running free. Given the volatility, it seems unlikely Grant can continue to operate at this level of functioning for much longer. That, coupled with his violent abilities and the influence of Khonshu, could make him a very dangerous individual to have in public without monitoring. Unfortunately, at this time, this writer is unable to make the cause for a 48-hour hold, and the client refuses to voluntarily subject himself to hospitalization, which, given his recent experience, is understandable. For the time being, I will continue to consult with Doctors Jeff Lemire and Greg Smallwood to provide the best possible care for Mark Spector, whatever name he chooses to use at any given time. Please review our finds and file Moon Knight number 11 on February 1st. PsyD candidate Tim Stevens is an outpatient therapist used to lunch with Khonshu. Guy gets a bad rap. Related tags: Moon Knight, 2016, Psych Ward.